Hey, hope everyone is staying safe, so I know what you're thinking. Who the hell let you in this series? Lessons from the screenplay, Patrick Williams, Loverboy Media, and so many talented creators are talking about their favorite X-Men moments, and they got sappy, repetitive, and overlong high-top, only talks cape shit, dick pickle films here. Well, lucky for me, Nando V Movies decided to reassemble us YouTube freaks to take a second and reflect back upon the Fox X-Men universe. And not just the popular YouTube freaks. You're all more than welcome to make a video in your own voice, in your own style, and just rave about a single scene from one of these movies that you adored. Send them to Nando and he will add them to this excellent playlist. Now before we jump into my favorite moment from across the complicated and convoluted 12, I guess 13 films in the franchise, I gotta thank the sponsor of this video, Swagbucks. Swagbucks allows you to make money, earn some extra cash and gift cards by taking surveys, watching videos, and playing freaking video games. There's no easier way to make some easy money during your spare time. To get started, sign up using my custom link below and you'll earn $5 after you take your first survey. This will also help support my dumbass and the channel. I'm always ordering film equipment at the last second from Amazon, so after I completed my first survey, I put my free $5 towards an Amazon gift card. You can put yours towards tons of online shops and retail stores you already shop at. What the hell are you waiting for? Sign up today by clicking my custom link down there in the description or the pinned comment and let me know what you put your free $5 towards. Thanks guys. So we're talking about scenes, moments, issues we adore, but you know what I never really adored? X-Men. The X-Men are one of the few mega popular comic book characters that I had no emotional attachment to. Never really read the comics, never obsessed over the films as a kid. I liked them, but was too busy burning down the house by setting my VCR on fire by watching Batman Forever 412 times a day to really get into them. So by the time X-Men First Class was coming out, June 2011, I could not care less. I was just about to morph into a 13-year-old that had no expectations, no hope, and absolutely no interest. 2 weeks after the release date, old Papa HiTop read a good review and asked if I wanted to go. I was like, sure man. I saw it and fucking adored it. I didn't really know or even understand this at the time, but the film's director, Vaughn, is a master filmmaker, a man who possesses pure filmmaking prowess, a man who is arguably one of the best directors in the comic book genre. His focus on ignoring aesthetic realism, but instead creating a comic book come to life. His focus on ignoring the idea that these films have to crack a joke and wink at you every 5 minutes, but instead focusing almost entirely on emotional sincerity puts his comic book based films leagues above the bulk in my mind. He was fresh off Kick-Ass, one of my favorite films in the genre, and made the huge jump to First Class. He also had less than 13 months to make the fucking thing, but that allowed for that creativity and freedom that was missing from the last 2 installments, and for him too.
I was really applying low budget independent filmmaking process to big budget filmmaking.
Now I would love to talk about this entire film, go in detail, do the deep dive into how Vaughn made what is, in my opinion, of course, the best X-Men film by a long shot. But this is one excellent scene and not one excellent movie, and lucky for us, Full Fat Videos already did a magnificent deep dive on First Class. Check it out. But because I like to cheat, the moment I picked is a moment that encapsulates not only the heart of the film, but the heart of most of these films.
Sorry, Charles.
Erik, please, be the better man. You have
Not that I don't trust you.
Erik, there will be no turning back.
Not only do you not need a single word of dialogue to feel exactly what you're supposed to be feeling, not only is the score by Henry Jackman so powerful, not only is the set design and lighting so immaculate, but this moment also is, to this day, one of the best scenes and climaxes in a comic book film. I think a lot of people view the missiles and the cripple as the climax, but this to me has always been that final battle. Not a physical battle. First Class is not about that physical battle, but the battle of ideologies. The battle between empathy and anger, serenity and rage, Charles and Erik. From the first second of the film, this battle is established. From the first shot of Erik, this contrast is created. A boy in a concentration camp, a boy who watches as his mother gets dragged away from him, a boy terrified for the safety of his mother, a boy realizing he is now alone. From the first shot of Charles, this contrast becomes crystal clear. A boy living in a mansion, a boy sleeping in his bed, a boy calling out a young harmless Mystique for impersonating his mother, a boy realizing he is not alone. That first boy is now grown up, and that man shows us exactly what he plans to do, what he has spent his entire life planning to do. That second boy is now grown up, and that charming man uses his brilliance and gifts to try to get laid.
Mutation.
Comfort versus fear. privilege versus pain, all building to these ideas, these individuals meeting, all building to this line.
You have to let go. I know what this means to you, but you're going to die.
Erik has to let go of this vendetta. He has to let go of this anger, or it will be his undoing. And he tries to let go through his time with Charles.
I thought I was alone. You're not alone. Erik, you're not alone.
The film hinges on this relationship, and the tragedy of First Class is that we know these two have to break up. We know they are destined to be on different sides, but that doesn't change the fact that we need them not to be. We need this friendship, this brotherhood to work. We want these two to do beautiful things together, and we know they can. We want Charles to help Erik find peace within himself, but deep down, we know he can't. He can't let go of Shaw, and he can't let go of that pain. As fucked up as this is, the closest thing Erik has to a father figure is his tormentor, the Frankenstein who killed his mother and created the monster, all because a scared little boy couldn't lift a coin.
Unfortunately, you killed my mother.
This one excellent scene right here is the payoff, the period. From the opening title, we know that First Class is about that coin and what it means.
This is what we're going to do.
What it means for Erik and what it means for Charles.
No. Please, Erik, no.
I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to move the coin.
And in that final act of vengeance, Erik not only kills Shaw,
1,
but kills the hope Charles had for him.
2,
The hope that he can grow past his trauma.
3.
Erik knows the coin going through Shaw's brain is also going through Charles's brain. The pain Shaw feels, Charles will feel. But he can't let go, and neither will Charles. Charles could release Shaw, avoid the pain and agony he must be feeling, but he loves Erik too much to do so. I always viewed Erik's tears as not only a release, not only tears for all the years he spent without the love of his mother, but also tears for his brother Charles, who he knows he's about to lose. Erik's anger and resentment outweighs his love for Charles, and by choosing that anger, that justified anger, he is no longer Erik.
I prefer Magneto.
But can you blame him? Most of the time we, at least in the films, are supposed to root for Charles, but here, I don't know anyone who doesn't want Erik to send a coin flying through Shaw's cerebrum. First Class makes it really hard to side with Charles over Erik. One comes from the ultimate privilege and the other from utter pain. And that comes to a head, comes through the head in this 2-minute scene. A 2-minute scene that's richer and more emotional than the entirety of a lot of blockbusters. The acting is fucking fantastic. The directing and visual storytelling on display is astonishing, and the entirety of this moment is extremely excellent. And while the X-Men movies as a whole may be a tad bit uncanny, and the quality ranges from wonderful and fresh to bland and directed by a fucking pedophile, I still have a lot of love for these characters, some of these films, and the overall risk Fox was willing to take. Deadpool and Logan ushered in a wave of mainstream R-rated superhero films, but even the PG-13 Fox flicks were never afraid to tackle themes of abuse, racism, and trauma in a way that was almost never simplistic or one note, in a way you may not expect movies about superpowered mutants wearing spandex or black leather to do, in a way that still and will always resonate with those of us who are different, who might feel alone, and who, deep down underneath the anger, the rage, the pain, long to be accepted and loved.